Friends, Doc South here. Oh boy, on a freezing back porch, but it's nice and light out here, at least a little lighter than it is inside. So I thought I'd do my Lord's Prayer video out here, and let's hope it only takes one take. Ooh. I saw something somewhere, some sign, and it does make sense. Kind words are always appreciated, and I'd say yes. For the most part, I dwelt on the thought. I said, God, have I ever done kind words and given kind words to someone and they weren't appreciated? I mean, there's been times where I meant for something to be kind and it didn't come out that way. Somehow or another, I really goofed and I made some kind of mess of things, but my intentions were right. But there are times I can only think of maybe one time in my life, maybe I can come up with more, where kind words didn't really get me too far. I was a rescue person that back then down in North Carolina. We got called to a house. Oh, it was Saturday night. We got called to a house, and there had been a fight. And we go, the police called us. They said, get your fannies over here quick. And we were running into the house, and there's a guy laying on the living room floor in a puddle of blood. And I mean, maybe, I'd say about a 3 foot in diameter puddle of blood, pool of blood. And he's squirting blood out his neck. Someone had cut his throat. And, my God, I look at him. I said, oh, my heavens, we knew what to do. We got compression dressings on him. You have to be careful with something like that doesn't get air. It looked like venous blood no, there was squirting blood too. So we had an artery and a vein cut. And you had to be careful what you did, because if air got sucked into the vein, if I recall right, in the blood going back to the heart and lungs, you can get an air embolism, and the heart doesn't work too well when you start putting air into it. So I got a dressing that kind of would seal that leak and yet not close the blood flow. And he didn't lose enough to be in mortal danger. Another 10, 15 minutes, he might have been in trouble. We throw him in the ambulance, and he's in back with me. And I'm working on some of his other wounds. This guy really must have mouthed off to the wrong guy, is all I can say. And he's the police, in fact, said as we loaded him, said, watch this. Watch this. Well, they had unkind words for him, shall we say. I said, we'll be okay. They said, well, you watch him just the same. And I'm working on, I'm getting the guy reasonably okay. I said, sir, you're going to be okay. Well, you've lost some blood. Just lay still. We're going to take care of you. You look like you'll make it. Okay. And just letting you know, but you're going to have to get some stitches and stuff. And, with that, he grabbed my hand. And he's pulling on my hand. He's pulling his hand closer to me. And I'm kind of pulling my hand back. I said, sir, please, I've got to work on your wound. And I'm pulling back on my hand, and all of a sudden he lets go, and I hit myself in the face with my hand. Yeah, and of course I got his blood all over me, and now I got blood on my face. I'm thinking, you. Still, I said, kind words. And it was, my God, we were fighting with that guy. He was slugging at me, and oh gosh. And no, he knew the fight was over and he had lost. But, oh my God, we got into the ER. He's fighting. He's chewing out a nurse. He's mad at me. He's swinging at the doctor. The doctor's trying to stitch his wound up, for crying out loud. And I remember a policeman came, one of the investigating policemen came into the ER, and he's looking, he's looking at that guy raising all this baloney. He's kicking people, he's on the gurney there. Oh my God. And the policeman says to us all, he says, you folks could all just turn your back a minute and I'll take care of things. He said, I'll be glad to. we said, no, we can't let you do that, officer. He says, oh, come on, just turn your head for 10 seconds, please. No, we said, we aren't doing that. Well, anyway, the darn guy, after he gets his suturing, I'm cleaning up his wound, and all of a sudden he just says, and he used all sorts of profanity. He says, get away from me. I want out of here. And he gets onto the floor and he's staggering and walking. So got him a wheelchair. Someone said, well, if you want to go, do you have someone to pick you up? I don't need anyone to pick me up. I said, well, okay. And he gets in the wheelchair. I'm rolling him down the ramp from the ER loading dock, and all of a sudden he just sticks his feet onto the ground and stops me from being able to push him. And with that, he stood up and he let out a dose of profanity, snapped his fingers, and walked off into the night. Mr. Wonderful. I'm thinking, boy, some girl's going to be happy he came home. Holy mackerel. But there was one case where kind words didn't seem to matter a bit. But other than that, I got to say, almost any time you got something to tell someone, doing it in a kind manner, unless you're a drill sergeant, I think kind words do help. And drill sergeants, well, they got to yell at you. That's their job. Okay, I mean, they're pretty nice guys once you get out get out of their clutches and actually become a soldier. They're not too bad, but in fact, they quite often can be quite nice. But this guy, I think that was a case. One time in my life where kind words just didn't do it. Well, anyway, our Father, for this guy, hopefully he's nicer now. Let's hope. Oh man, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Oh, and God, if that guy's still a stinker, how about just one little lightning bolt right in the foot? Huh? No? Okay. Well, okay, bless that bum too. Hopefully, I'm hoping he's a much nicer guy by now. I got a hunch he was maybe drunk and just a little bit high on something awful, cleaning fluid or something. Anyway, I'll see you later, friends. Thank you and God bless.